Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Your Next podcast. I'm your host, Jerome, and believe it or not, we got a solo episode today. There's something really important that I want to discuss with you, and we're talking about the emotional cost of an exit and why money alone isn't enough. Now, if you've been in any of my keynotes, you're probably like, Jerome, you talk about this stuff all the time. And that's true. But the reality is, this podcast has bigger reach than any stage presentation does. And so I wanted to give something to the folks who might not be in the room from time to time with us live. And so here's the thing, man. When you're exiting, you think you crossed the finish line. At core, you did it. You built something from nothing. You scaled it and exited. The payday is here, but something feels off. Why aren't you happy as you thought you'd be? Or why did the happiness wear off so quickly? I've got a client exiting today. Again, she's amazing. I think it's her third exit, maybe fourth exit in the past 6 or 7 months. It's been an amazing journey. And the best part about it is she still has some stuff that's creating cash flow for her that she earns. Now, I don't know if you know it or not, but business exits are very difficult to come by. Some statistics say that only 2 out of 10 that get listed actually sell. And, there's a lot of people out there who think, well, if I want to sell my business, there's going to be a line wrapped around the building ready to purchase it. The fact of the matter is, in most instances, it's not the case. In fact, most businesses aren't sellable. Think about that. You work on something for 15, 20, 30 years, and you realize when you get to the end of the road that the business isn't sellable. Now, I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that so that you can get prepared. Now, this episode isn't about preparing your business for exiting. It's about you preparing for exiting because there's going to be an emotional roller coaster when you exit. Doesn't matter if you sell it, give it away, or close it. There's going to be emotional roller coaster. What you think is going to be freedom, happiness, and fulfillment is going to be mired with a feeling of loss, maybe some disappointment, potentially some grief. You're going to be searching and seeking identity and purpose on the other side. And, that's why we created the Next Intensive. It's a 4-hour experience spread across 2 sessions that helps people get clarity on what's next. We've learned that people choose not to exit because they don't know what's next. They're scared, they're intimidated. And I know those words aren't great for founders because we're supposed to be fearless, but I just like calling a spade a spade. Now, we want to reduce the stat that says 75% of business owners exit and regret it. Yeah, there's going to be some loss, there's going to be some grief, but regretting it sounds like a terrible solution for something that you've put so much work in. It's almost like saying you regret your child growing up and being able to go to college or move out into their own home. So I opened up the show and I said, hey, money alone isn't enough. And I want to talk about that because many people will say, hey, you got enough money, you'll figure it out. And you may figure it out eventually, but I'm on a mission to eliminate unnecessary suffering for founders. I think pain is part of the process, right? But when you stay in pain unnecessarily, I think that is the definition of suffering. And so if there was a way to navigate this process with grace and ease so that you have clarity and confidence, wouldn't you take that next step? Doesn't that make sense? Or is it more important to figure it out on your own? I think a lot of people choose to do things on their own because they don't want to let other people know that they need help. This is one of the biggest transitions in your life. And you as a founder deserve to have support. You deserve to have support. Sounds like a weird concept, but it's true. You spent all this time making other people's lives better. You've been the source in the system. They've been plugging in for answers. You've tried to figure out payroll when cash flow wasn't matching up. And we can go on and on about the struggles of a founder. Now it's your time. It's your time to be rewarded. It's your time to win. And as you're navigating the 6 centers of doubt, self-image, relationship, work, health, prosperity, and significance, I want you to know that it's common, it's normal for people to struggle with these. Every founder experiences it, whether they vocalize the challenge or not. They have different intensities. The challenges have different durations, but every time you exit, you're going to experience it. When we exited the summer from a deal, I went through it and went through it earlier in the year when we exited the first deal for the year. And then the year before in May when we exited again, you got it. I struggled. And that one was a little more difficult than the other ones. That was a little more difficult than the other ones. That one in May of 23. So, man, I could go a lot of places. But what I want you to know is if you're looking for support, Exit to Excellence is here for you. We've got the NEO assessment. We've got a new book coming out. I think we're going to call it Exit to Excellence, the founder's journey to navigating to their next. Man, I'm really excited about it. I've tried this concept for a book at least 5 times. And this is the first time I really think I got it. It's about 170 pages. And we follow the journey of James, a business owner, a founder who exited and was trying to figure out what post-exit fulfillment actually looked like. He was experiencing the founder's exit paradox and looking for some support. And so he meets his advisor and he helps him create a life that has true meaning. He has significance and he built a legacy, one that he couldn't imagine in the beginning. It was a connection of the dots that he didn't see because he didn't have the gift of the pattern recognition. So we're going to wrap up the episode here. Just a quick one because it's a solo deal. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Your Next. We'll talk to you on the next one. Your dreams should be real.